Hi, everyone. This is Adrienne. Good to see you. I wanted to hop on a quick video in case reading the pre-work was a little overwhelming, or if you wanted to see it visually or hear it. I'm going to walk you through what our pre-work for our leadership meeting next Monday is going to be. So our next leadership track meeting where we come all together, all 2CMs are going to be together during this meeting. That's going to be happening on Monday, the 11th of January from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Please make sure you communicate with myself or your coach if you have any concerns about the date, time, etc. There is some pre-work, and the pre-work is really important for this meeting because you're going to get a chance to really dive in to the important outcomes from this pre-work as a community and as a collective. We're going to be able to dive into it. So I want to go ahead and quickly explain what our pre-work is. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Our pre-work is to fill out your sphere of success. So the sphere of success should not be a foreign concept to you. The sphere of success is what you actually filled out in our anchor meeting. Our anchor meeting in September, and some of you did it in October. And so the sphere of success looks like this. And in the middle of your sphere of success, you've already taken the time to identify the key areas of your classroom that really indicate success for your students. So that ranges from academic data, academic goals, as well as classroom community goals, social emotional goals, really what's important for you, and really the success indicators that you want to see by the end of this year. So this is a sample sphere of success. You can see that I've listed an NWEA goal, a virtual exit ticket goal, actively engaging in small groups, being respectful, using respectful and empowering language towards each other and themselves, and then really living into growth mindset. So at the beginning of the year, I filled this out, and the pre-work for our meeting on Monday is for you to actually do the sphere of success activity for the first time. So in the email I just sent, you will see all of these steps listed out. So I'm going to go over them really quickly so you can see what it looks like. So step one is to bring up your sphere of success that you completed in the launch meeting. If you don't have it, there are links with the blank template and links to the notes on the slides that will help you fill one out. Step two, you're going to choose a focus class. This is for secondary and single subject elementary teachers or SPED. So choose a class. You can do this for your entire practice, but for our launch and for the sake of time and the ability to practice doing the sphere of success, we ask you to choose a focus class. Really, it's the class where you would benefit the most from focus. For each student, what you're going to do is you're going to create a Post-it, and on that Post-it, you're going to place their student's name or your desired student identifier. So maybe it's a student ID number or initials. It needs to be something, though, that you can easily work with. So using a student identifier, if you have to look back and forth, that's not going to be helpful for you. Please know that the only other person that is going to see this is people that you share it with in the small groups and your coach. So this isn't something that's going to be shared widely. Let me show you really quickly what that looks like. So I'm going to have my list of students up. Like, let's just pretend I have it either on another screen or I've got it outside of my computer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Insert, Shape, and I'm going to choose Rectangle. And I'm going to create what looks like a Post-it about that size. And on this, you just click on it and the text bar will pop up. You're going to go ahead and place the student's name or initials. So let's just say I've got a student, Josh. I'm going to go ahead and put that right up there. If you want to make sure it goes to the top, you can head to these and you can make it go to the top and to the left. You can arrange it however you'd like. And what you're going to do is you are going to do this for every student in your focus class. So I've got Josh. I'm betting you could probably do a copy and paste too. So let's say I've got Cindy. Let's see if you can copy and paste. You can. So you're going to copy and paste. I'm actually choosing names of core members. But yeah, so you're going to make one of these for each student in your focus class, and you're going to have lots of them. So feel free to put them to the side for organization's sake. Okay, great. Next step, step 3 is next to student names, we're going to ask you to place identifiers that you have access to. These are identity identifiers. We give a list of suggested codes, A for ELL, B for Black students, L for Latinx. And these codes, you can also create your own set of codes, whatever is going to really work for you. There are also some really important indicators that are not on this list, like gender or income status. We are going to dive into this at the meeting on Monday. We're really going to get clear about how this ties into our DEI development as individuals and also as a collective. The reason why we're placing identifiers on these post-its is because it allows us to identify trends once we place the post-its in or around the sphere of success. And that's a key piece of our practice, is to really take a look at how trends and how groups of students are performing in your class and how they're identifying. Because identifying trends can really help you strategize to meet the needs of particular groups of students that you have. So I also want to honor that because of virtual learning, the idea of what an identifier is might not be as accessible. Whereas if we have students in our classroom every day, there are physical identifiers that we come to know. During virtual learning, you might have a student that you've rarely seen or has not been on camera yet. It's not easy to identify that student. So if you're not able to pull identifiers from a school-based system, that's fine. Then they're not going to have the same identifiers that other students might have. And that's okay. It's really about doing the best you can. So if I take a look at Josh, I might he identifies as being male, and also he's Latinx. Yeah, and he's also SPED. And so that's an example of identifying students in a way that's going to help you identify trends. Okay, so you're going to do that for each of your students. We're going to head to step 4. So once you have students identified and you've got post-its for each student, you are going to place your students in proximity to your sphere of success. Now, this isn't an exact science, and there is an element of nuance here because there's lots of different indicators. So if you want to make a couple copies of the sphere of success, you can do one for just your NWA data. You can do one just for your SEI data, or excuse me, your SEL data. Or you can just kind of do the nuanced practice of thinking holistically about this student and thinking, where do they land in your sphere of success? And so let's take a look at what that might look like. So I've got my sphere of success here, and Josh, he is really meeting his targeted growth goal. He's at about 60% with his virtual exit tickets. He usually engages in small group discussions. He really struggles with growth mindset, though. Growth mindset is something when he experiences frustration, that can often be a setback for him. So I might place Josh right there in our sphere of success, because the majority of how he is relating and working within your classroom is meeting your sphere of success, but there's still some roadblocks there, some areas of focus that could really help him be successful. Whereas maybe we have Cindy, who the attendance is so low that you don't even have an assessment for her. You don't know how she's doing on NWEA. Maybe she's only attended 30 to 40% of your classes. So you don't have a lot to really use to decide. Then you might place Cindy outside of the sphere of success. So you're going to do that with each student, and you're going to do your best. This isn't graded. Again, this is not a scientific process. There is some nuance into it. and it's still going to have value. So you're going to do that for each student that you have. And then step 5, that's it. What we want you to be ready to do is to have this sphere of success ready to go so that you can share it with a small group of your peers and other 2CMs. So that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm very, very happy to answer any questions to help you feel as prepared as possible. Yeah, and I want to thank you. And we'll see you next Monday. We're really, really excited.